Venom, 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 Venom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get 'em. Yo, yeah, yo, Pick your poison, I got venom for you rap niggas. Guns, knives, brass knuckles, you get massacred. Move or get moved, I come through like Hulk smash. Separate your soul from your body, nigga, do the math. None of these nigga poop stinker, nigga box with God. Sever your arms, laugh, feed them to the dogs. Hood nigga, probably sold you weed and fucked your moms. What you mad about? I help to keep the lights on. I don't pop mollies, always time for it. True religion jeans, polo top, and a hot broad. Superhuman, how he spits it like a cyborg. My bars bite through your bones like an alligator. Still execute these rappers like the gas chamber. Wearing dresses on stage, man, that shit ain't boss. The Jamaican in me wanna take the ass apart. Bun a split, lick a couple shots and he's on the
my shit is venomous, like a cobra bite. And some rattlesnake venom mixed with lyrics when I hold the mic. I'm Dolomite with bowls of Ebola odors and boa strikes. For my foes make noses, such toes is colder than polar ice. Slap the shit out you, crack your ribs, mount you. Punch right through your soul, then I'll drag my fist out you. In my veins is flames, bane and scorpion blood. Pop your poppy seeds like it was some opium buzz. On my Komodo dragon shit, and in my photos I am ravishing. I said it hurts to touch me like if you're holding a better bitch than yours. Never learn from experience, birth with this brilliance. Due to you a mother earth, there with virgins and periods furious. Then calm, cool calypso. Stalk you, then stomp you when I bounce through your window. Kill flows, rap attack like strap nymphos. And my verse is highly known to be body in black windows. It's rivers.
Head off your neck, head off your neck, head off your neck, head off your neck. Rhyme, gun Gregory Peck, scat wrecking your neckline. Slum memory best, elephant with a tech 9. Welcome to the circus, I parabellum on purpose. Evil intent bars, display more malice. Pedro Morales, provoke a vet to get off his sofa set. Told the scared, go Nike box and rockin' the Rover fence. Older rapper, respect me hoes. Show the scrap, the gap will neglect your dome. Magic, manic, depressive. Today's mathematics, magically smack faggots. Up the speed, gun butt your seed. New fucks can't fuck with these plus degrees. That's my word to the father. Beat down the clown, he get pound with the armor. Pig, pig, pig.
Keep talking, bro. Keep talking. Nah, not them type of words. Them fighting words.
All right, peace and love, peace and black power, family. Welcome to another episode of the Announce Radio. Place for Announce on the show.
Peace, knowledge born. Peace, peace, God.
On the love, we in the building. Y'all see who on deck, okay? They said not all heroes wear capes, but not all of them destroy mics like this man does. You understand?
I appreciate you.
So we got an ill collaborator, one of the greatest hip hop minds that brought the world of fantasy to reality and clear and present danger. You see what I'm saying? Let's give it up for BX on with this 50-year hip hop celebration. Soundview in the building. Hold on, let me tuck my chain in and let me make sure these ain't the right size shoes. You understand what I'm saying?
Rockstar Project.
Rockstar.
Home of the God. Home of the Black Space. Soundview. You ain't know what it is. Where the RZA came over and he saw what we was doing, he took that back to Staten Island. Soundview. Research that. RZA gave it up. Him and Jizza. So then when they was kids, they used to come over and they used to go to the Bronx and they seen all that was going on as far as the hip hop, and you know what I mean? And they took that over there. But I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. You was introducing me.
No, you good, Lord. You good. Look. 50 years of hip hop. The real story got to come out. I want to dig into that with you. You see what I'm saying? One of my greatest hip hop joints is one of my favorite MCs of all time, Sean Price, man. And it's rumored that you got the last verse out of Price. So what kind of crystal ball, what kind of hypno skills you got over here, Lord? You understand what I'm saying? To pull that off.
There wasn't no hypno skills. I had worked with Price before. Rest in power, my brother Sean Price. I worked with him previously of the record known as Beast Inside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's my
actually, if you look at that record, the video for that record, the day we were supposed to shoot the video, he had a couple of things that went on, so he wasn't able to make the shoot. And I wasn't gonna work with Sean no more. I mean, we were cool, but I was just like, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna work with him no more. But let's go prior to me even working with him on the first record. I first met Sean like it was like maybe like early 2000s or damn near end towards the 90s. It was a spot that they used to have industry events at. I forgot the name of it, man. And I know it was in Brooklyn. I think it was in Brooklyn or Elias. And you know, it was like a little industry party or whatever. You know what I mean? But they had the game on. And I know it was the Giants, and I forgot who they was playing. And I'm sitting there watching the game. I turn around. He right next to me. So we watching the game. You know what I mean? So we kicked a little bit, Giant fans and shit. And it was just like, you know what I mean? Kicked it, and it was all love, and that was it. And when I decided to get back into this hip-hop thing, because I did a lot. I did management. I did a whole bunch of things. And I said, let me reach out to the guy. But I was already doing so much because I had a blog and a website. Right. And certain artists I'll put on there. And he was one of the artists I put on there. And it was so long ago that we dealt with each other when I initially reached out to him. First, I said, what's going on, Sean? First thing he said was, what up, Batman? You know what I mean? Like, he already knew because I was already showing his stuff love on my blog all the time. You know what I mean? And when you're in that underground circle, the underground is small. You see who's showing you love, you see who's paying you no mind, and you see who's hating you. You know what I mean? So but moving forward, yeah, we did the first song. He ain't make the video shoot for legitimate reasons. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get into that. And so I was doing the other record, I was doing better. And you know, we have a relationship because Chris Rivers is from around my neighborhood. He's from the Bronx too. He's a little couple blocks over, and his cousin actually lives in Bronx still, lives in my projects. And my brother, you know what I mean, has a relationship. So he bumped into him. They crossed paths. Shouts out to Fam Illy. And he said, yo, my brother wanna rock out with you or whatever. So numbers was exchanged, and I wanted to get in Chris Rivers on the joint. So the shit was already fire. Right. So I was like, damn, I need someone else on this, man. A couple of people was popping into my head. And I was like, maybe I should reach back out to Sean, but I was kind of like, I don't know. Yo, but anyways, I reached out to him and he hit me. And I sent to the music. And I remember he was like, yo, I'm on. He said, it's crazy when I hit him. He was like, yo, I called his crib. Because he called his crib. That was just how he was. Most people that know him will tell you, yeah, you called the crib. So I was speaking to him in his house phone or whatever. So he's like, yo, Bruce, yo, I'm about to go to the studio right now. It's crazy that you just hit me. So I was like, all right, yo, I got this joint with Chris Rivers. I'm going to shoot it to you. Knock it out. So he's like, yeah, I got you. Now, mind you, when we spoke, it had to be around maybe between 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'm chilling. I'm laid up. My phone ringing. It's like 3 in the morning. I pick up. He's like, I got you. It's done. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, shit, that's dope. Send it over. So we sent it over. I checked it. It was fire. You know what I mean? So we spoke. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, we're going to do what we got to do. He had a hell of a sense of humor, Sean Price. You know what I mean? And I got a sense of humor, too, so we kind of just gelled. You know what I mean? He sounded he was kind of disappointed, though, when we first initially made contact, because he thought I was from Brooklyn. Because he saw a video, one of my old videos, and I had the Brooklyn Nets jacket on. Actually, it was a freestyle I did to the Straight Out the Jungle joint. So he assumed I was from Brooklyn. I was like, nah, I'm from the Bronx. He's like, oh, you know what I mean? He's like, what part of the Bronx? So I'm like, I'm from Soundview. He said, oh, my wife's family live over, so I was good. Once he had like a connection, he was like, yo, my wife's family live over there, such and such, and da da da. So it was like, he was like, all right, you know. But it's always love, though. It's beat borough love, man. Bronx and Brooklyn, it's always love between both boroughs or whatever. So he sent me the record, and I remember I was out in Harlem. This had to be like maybe 3 days later or so, and like my man hit me on my phone. Was like, yo, you heard what happened to Sean? Whatever. because I know he had a show. Then they had a show, whatever, and he said, "Yo, he died." So I'm like, "Yo," I just like felt chills and shit. Like, what? Because we had plans. Right. So even we had plans. It was more like, "Yo, the Beast Inside record was fire. This record was fire." So it was more like, "Yo, we gonna link up, do some more songs, go on the road, get some show money. You know what I mean? Do our thing." So it was just crazy. You know what I mean? And that was like maybe 3 days later, if that. You know what I mean? So that's legit, like his last joint. You know what I mean? If anybody could dispute it, they could come up because it's text messages, it's emails, it's like, you know what I mean? It's Battle Five, but that's like one of his last joints he ever laid. And it's crazy because songs are still being released 8 years later. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it was. And it wasn't like something like I came out the gate with. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on it, and when he passed, I'm seeing all these other rappers. You know what I mean? Well, I'm an MC, but I'm seeing these MCs, rappers, whatever title they want to hold, and I'm seeing them shooting out all these collabos. It's just all of a sudden like he passed away. Everybody's trying to capitalize on his lives. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I'm sitting on this joint and I'm chilling. I mean, I must have sat on it for like, I think Mac Miller, R.I.P. him. He's another one. He was like one of the first guys that came out. Like, the dude died, and like 2 days later, you had your video out with him. You know what I mean? I thought that was mad disrespectful. It was just mad just releasing like boom, like, yo, chill. You know what I mean? This is the hot button topic right now. This what you're looking for to get that magnifying glass in you or whatever. So I ain't released another joint I had damn near 6 months later. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like me trying to ride the wave or ride the tide. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he was generally a good dude. We had a great rapport. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I would have really enjoyed going out, doing more things with him, getting more bars and more stuff going. So we released the audio. A couple of people reached out to me. Had me a couple of radio stations, Sirius Radio, XYZ, and then we wound up doing the video and reached out to Illa G, his man,
our brother. Yeah, you seen our brother in the video. Yes.
Reached out to Illa. So we had Illa come through. I was trying to get stuck being there, but conflict of interest, whatever. I believe he had some shit going on, so he couldn't make it. So we had Illa come through, and he did what he did. We laid it. We got the visual. It's a timeless record. It's a dope joint. It's a classic joint. Underground classic. You know what I mean? Underground classic. And that's pretty much how that manifests itself, man. You know what I mean? As far as that coming out. And as far as that is one of his last joints, if not the last joint. I believe it is, but you know what I'm saying?
Bruce Wayne and Bane on the collab.
the Batman and the Barbarian.
The Batman and the Barbarian. Bang.
Referred to itself. Chris Rivers did a hell of a job on that track too. I ain't gonna front.
Man, that was nuts. That was like looking in the time capsule. That shit took me back to '98. That was like him and his pops. Like,
yeah, I met his pops. That's why life is crazy. I met his pops. My uncle used to have a club in the Bronx called the Bronx Progressive Club, close to 161st by the courthouse and all that. Pardon me. What borough are you from? You know what I mean? Where you from?
I'm from Jersey. So
I'm from Jersey. You don't gotta see no more, brother. Jersey, y'all good. Y'all good. Jersey, good. I got people out there. Shouts out to my man. What part of Jersey he at? But listen, man, I'll catch up to him. The name escapes me right now. Oh, Hoffa. Shouts out to my man Hoffa out of Patterson. You know what I mean? Actually, he's
from North.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, but Jersey thorough. But yeah, man. So I lost my train of thought, brother.
You was talking. You said your uncle had a spot out there.
Yeah, my uncle had a spot in the Bronx Progressive Club, and this was way back. You know what I'm saying? This had to be like 90, whatever it was. I know Pun was out. Pun was buzzing. Pun was killing it. He was like, "Yo, I got these rappers that's gonna be doing a video at the club. You come through. I was like, all right, whatever. Because I used to come through anyway from time to time, spend time with the unk, you know what I mean? Drink, you know what I mean? Chill. So I came and I'm chill. I thought he was gonna have like some local niggas, you know what I mean? Part of my language. I thought he was gonna have some local guys pull up or whatever. I'm chilling. Big Pun walks in. At the height, like of the height, you know what I mean? Woo. Big Pun walks in, Fat Joe walks in, his manager walks in, the whole Terror Squad walks in, Armageddon. This is all them this is the original cast members. You know what I mean? Cuban Link, you know what I'm saying? Before the beef and the riff and all that.
Yeah. Prospect, everybody.
Yeah, the whole joint. The whole yeah. So I'm watching, and what you call was there too. And I always say this because it's not the first time I mention this. AG was there too. From Andre the
Digging in the Crates.
Yeah, Digging in the Crates. And he actually took a shot. It's crazy because he took a shot. They took a shot with him over the pool table and had the entire Terror Squad standing behind him. And that was never in the video. I saw him take a few shots. I'm like, why does dude they make the video? You know what I mean? I've seen it, like why in the video. But the song they were doing was that song that had Puffy on the hook, the Adios to Mañana.
Yeah.
Remember that? Down there on the street, something Mañana. And it wasn't like a scenario. I'm a prideful dude anyway, you know what I mean? So I ain't the type to run up on somebody like, yo, I'm getting busy. I do my thing. You want to hear me spit? That's just not me. You know what I mean? It's never been me. You know what I mean? It's from younger. And it wasn't even the appropriate time for that. You know, you probably clown yourself like, yo, who this cat? Like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So they was doing the video and he was close by me, he came by the bar. And I just like, yo, what up, Pun? You know what I mean? He gave me some dap and all that. And I was like, yo, you know, I get busy. I don't want to spit for you. And I just know I get busy, man. You know, I mean, like, I've been doing my thing for a minute, man. Is it worth, like, you know, me the struggle and the grind to get there? And he was like, yo, better be known than unknown. And, you know, dropped a few more jewels for me and all that. And I just chilled. You know what I mean? I was throwing back some Guinness and Henny. You know what I mean?
Rude boy style, yeah.
Activities, and they bounced. So it was kind of crazy that for me, end up working with his son, like later on down the line. You know what I mean? That's why you never know what the universe has in store. You know, It was bananas. Like, wow, man, for meeting your pops. And it's crazy because we actually discussed that on the set of Venom. Me and Chris was chilling. I said, yo, he was blown away. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. He was blown away. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was good. It was kind of like me able to rock vicariously with the legend through his son. You know what I mean? Like, it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. It was a dope experience.
We're in the time machine. We might as well keep going. Papoose and K Slade.
Papoose. I'm cool with Pat. I've done so much. Like, if people was to Google me, they'd be like, damn, what's going on with this cat? What's going on with this cat? It's like, you got certain people that have been in this for a minute on certain levels or whatever, and I'm still striving. But I was also a promoter. I used to promote. And it led me to link up with someone from Violator Management. So I had like something, I had an arrangement with them. So, because one time I had like one of the hottest like shows. I used to do the showcases for the unsigned acts and all that. I had like one of the hottest joints. I used to work out of the Bowery, out of the spot called Remote Lounge, and on Bowery Street, Lower Manhattan. It was a popular spot. It's now known as Electric Hit. At the time it was Bowery, and I had like one of the hottest joints. The joint was so hot. I remember one night chilling out there, and Puff and Diddy had his promotional van pull up. Like, shit was crazy. It was making announcements like, P. Diddy, so, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, my joint was that hot, dog. Like, I used to really have, like how dudes was faking the funk back in the days, like, yo, I got Anos. Nah, my joint really would have industry people coming through. Because my joint was on a Monday. People come, go downstairs, my joint be packed. You know what I mean? So anyway, this Pat was on deck. That Papoose to come through and do alphabetical slaughter. And if anybody wants to take the time out to go on YouTube, you will find the video. You will see me and Pat. I'm on stage with him and all that. And it just was a rapport that was built from there. You know what I'm saying? It was a rapport that was built from there. Also, I'm gonna throw another nugget out there just for you. Right? At the same time, that night was the same night. The night was the same night Remy had got that issue with her friend. That situation was the same night. Also, I had her scheduled for my next show. So, you know, that kind of messed up the next show. You know what I'm saying? As far as other, it's like, and I've never really came out on air and said that. I'm giving that for you. Thank you for your patience. I know it's a little tardy and all that. But yeah, but so that was like, damn, you know what I mean? I had Remy, the situation was what it was, and it was just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So always kind of kept that one in the pocket, like, oh me, you know. So as far as the situation with Papoose, that was it. That was our interactions. And I was helping promote, like, you know what I mean, when I had the Nostrum Dream. Yeah, Nostrum Dream or whatever. So I had the little promo running on YouTube or whatever. And boom, here we go. I got Killer Soundboy. Got the record. I'm like, yo, this joint got the potential to be dope. It's already dope. I said, I need someone on here though. And a couple of people went, you know what I mean? I'm kind of finicky with who I work with, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, yo, I said, let me reach out to Pat. I reached out, this man's reached back out, then he got us, we talking or whatever, and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Scheduled the video. Actually, it's funny, but we did the video in Jersey. We did the video in Jersey. I forgot the name of the spot, but I know it's like right across the bridge in Patterson. I think a lot of people shoot videos there. It's like a big factory or warehouse or something. But yeah, man. So we knocked that out. You know what I'm saying? And we came up with a banger. You know what I'm saying? We came up with a banger, and you know that's our guy. The phone call away. Yo, if you want to do something, but you know what I mean? I don't really hire dudes unless it's some paper involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But his math is there. Like, yo, we got a show, we got a this or whatever. Now, as far as the K Slay, he's Slay from Harlem. I have a friend of mine. He knows Slay. He hired that Slay. I got the OG, such and such. Want to bring up on the show. So he brought me up on the show. I'm on Street Sweepers Radio, you know what I mean, doing the interview and everything. And if anybody watched the interview, that's when like that ice got cracked in the rapport. Because come to find out, Slay used to hang in my hood. He had a connection to my projects and a lot of his childhood and all that. And when he found out I was from there, he was kind of blown away. Anybody want to take time and Google that, Bruce Wayne, or search on YouTube, Bruce Wayne interview K Slay. So after the interview, it was a lot of talking behind the scenes as far as us doing more work together, you know what I mean, things of that nature. And I was recording songs. I had songs I had let him hear, you know, things like that. But untimely RIP to him. You know what I'm saying? Another legend. Like, I don't know, man.
We had a 4-hour conversation. We were supposed to have an interview. We had a 4-hour, 2:00 in the morning, saucy heart to heart. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got a chance to you know, hear from my man in regards to his, you know, to his life, like real life. You know what I'm saying? We talked about everything. Like, if I would have recorded that, I don't think I would have ever put that out, just because that's how heart to heart, you know, as a man, as a brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like, sharing stuff with you, like real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what people had in their mind in regards to his legacy. You know, his brothers out there, everybody doing what they're doing, but I don't know if they you got a chance to meet the man. You see what I'm saying? Like in real life.
Really,
despite the industry stuff, you see what I'm saying? You got a chance to meet the man. You see what I'm saying? Y'all collaborate.
It's like once he found out where I was from, like that industry shit pretty much went out the window. Right. It was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you saw the interview.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, that shit was out the window. You know what I mean? Like afterwards, we was just chilling. Mano was up there. You know what I mean? I was kicking it with Mano for a minute. It was, you know what I mean? It was a good night. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I seen you up there. Then I seen you spitting up there, melting the mics. You know what I'm saying? Making it hard to breathe up in the place. You understand what I'm saying? You was up in there making it hard to breathe in the place.
Yeah,
I couldn't have been sure that was sitting next to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been coughing a little bit. Like, it's hard to breathe up in there. You know, too many bars going on.
Yeah. I did my thing. I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? I was going in. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'm on the platform. I'm going in. You know, I've been into Sirius a few times though, but it is what it is. That was special. You know what I mean? That's something I hold with me. You know what I mean? Being, I don't know, what? Someone that had the chance to meet him. You know what I mean? And get his blessings, get his cosign, and you know what I mean, his stamp of approval.
They broke a lot of artists, you know, Papoose included.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a reminder sometimes if our trajectory, and I want to ask you about that, like as far as where you think your career should have been, it kind of get burdensome. It becomes a situation where you're going back and forth with the conflict. And I just reminded them, like, yo, like, just think of a few people that the world wouldn't have bet on. They didn't bet on them. You see what I'm saying? You bet on them. You bet on them, and that's why the world knows them today. Like, they can say they know them today because you bet on them. And you went hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So it was some folks that he brought to us that he bet on. And I just reminded them, I'm like, yo, Papoose, man. Like, what they wasn't fucking with Papoose. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he put it on and he gave us that reputation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he not only did he bet on him, he put on. Like, it's a difference where it's like, okay, I broke your record, whatever. Like, nah, I'm putting on my arm and going in the front. You understand what I'm saying? So he did that for a lot of people's careers. You see what I'm saying? We know about Papoose or some of the other artists, but I just reminded him, like, I don't care what nobody got to say. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what nobody, like, this right here, you did this. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that was real. So in the case for your career, you've been in a lot of aspects of the business more than a lot of different artists. Normally the artists is just come in from a talent perspective. They don't get involved in some of these other aspects. So when you look at it, like, your career, was there ever a point where you're looking at it like, I'm not where I want to be at, or how does that go? And if it is, like, how do you get out of that space? You know what I mean? And keep
I don't know if it's how it ain't what. Of course, you always want to be bigger. You know what I'm saying? You always want to be bigger, but you know what I mean? I got a lot of things that my journey is not even over. You know what I'm saying? As long as I've been going, my journey ain't over. I'm still making relationships. I got things that's going to be coming that's going to probably blow a few people away, but you know what I mean? I'm not ready to throw that out there into the universe. I'm ready to let that manifest, because sometimes you mess up your own blessings. You know what I mean? Getting ahead of yourself. Like, yo, I'm about to do this. I got this popping. Like they say, move in silence. You know what I'm saying? You move in silence. You know? So like I said, I'm far from done. You know what I mean? I'm far from done. But as far as just like, I feel I'm in a great space, man. I got my own indie label. You know what I mean? I do shows. I keep all my money. You know what I mean? My records, I drop my own records. Anything's coming, that's all mine. Even though most of the money now is coming from shows. It ain't coming from sales no more. I just came from Worcester. You know what I mean? I just came from Baltimore. I've been to the UK. I remember I was at a show and dude was like talking to me. I was like, yeah, I just came back from London. He was like, what label you on? I said, I'm on my label. You know? So as far as regrets, I'm just the type that inside of me naturally, I'd always want more and I want to strive for more. But you'll have people that'll sit back and be like, wow. But I'll be sit back and be like, wow. I'm like, yo, understand my mission right now. It's just like, it's as far as I'm going, like saying there's no limitations. But as far as having any regrets, nah, man, I'm good. Like I said, I'm still moving. I got to work with some great people. I got to meet some great people. You know what I mean? I banged out a record that was involved in Easy Mo B. I'm affiliated with the Hip Hop Museum. I've been on records with the Hip Hop Museum. I done open up shows for EPMD. You know what I mean? I've done songs with Keith Murray type. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all Google me, man, I'm like, y'all be like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, when a lot of people come across me and they discover my history, they're like, whoa. You know what I mean? Because even I worked with this cat from the West Coast. I stopped the DJ Lord Ron, and he's one of Premier's peers. He's real cool with Premier. Then we did a record together, and shit was dope. And he was like, yo, bro. He's like, they sleeping on you in New York. I don't understand. He's like, everything I've heard you do is consistent. It's consistently dope. I said, yeah. I said I can't get caught up in that. It's a lot of politics, you know what I mean, with this hip hop thing, and I've had contracts put in front of me that I said I ain't signing that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was walked in the A&M Records early. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna date myself because I never do. It is what it is. But I said I've been in this for a long time. And when the Jizza said that line, I was in front of that guy. Who's your A&R? A mountain climber who plays that electric guitar. But he didn't know
Dope. You looking for
rap
that's cleaning the bar soap.
That's how far back. Yo, I'm in there in front of dude. It was a dude I came across. He heard me. He took me right down to the label. This is, like I said, that. You know what I mean? And that's who I was in front of. And he said, "Yo, you dope, but you need to you need to sound a little more like da 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 da." They always want to change you. If I'm dope, let me be who I am. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about now, as far as like creative freedom. Because if you build yourself and you package yourself a certain way, it's really hard for them to come along and just try to do like a 360. Like, yo, we're gonna just turn you, especially if you don't feel it's in your best interest. You know what I'm saying? But I've been in Universal Records. I've been up there spitting in the offices and all that. You know what I'm saying? So as far as my direction, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I'm probably being, hopefully, we working that out. I'll be probably in Medellin. You know what I mean? Heading out to Holland. Like I said, on the indie level, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm elevating. Like I said, I have a lot in the works, but I don't do that no more. Like, yo, talk about stuff before it manifests. You just sit back and let it cook, and then you just come out with bang. But I'm good. No regrets, man. No regrets.
50 turns, hip hop turns 50.
Yeah.
You know, what's your thoughts on the state of hip hop and how everything is going as far as what has transpired and what's something that you would like to see as far as your art form is concerned?
I would just like to see it return. Like typically the music that's being made right now, to me, it doesn't have any longevity. To me, it's not even like, audible. Like what are you saying? Like, I can't understand what you're saying. Are you doing it on purpose? You know what I'm saying? Do you not want to be heard? The subject matter has to be a little greater. You know what I mean? As far as improving the subject matter, is just about going out there and knocking off your ops or whatever. Don't get me wrong. In our generation, we spit that. We spit that shizness and all that. But you'll also get a record and you'll get some reflective tracks. You know what I mean? As a man has various sides. You know what I mean? I'm conscious, but I'm not conscious all the time. I'm not ignorant all the time. I'm not angry all the time. So as an artist, a lot of times what you write was reflected. You know what I mean? I just want to see the more variety and more substance in the game as far as hip hop, as far as returning back to that. As far as 50 years of hip hop, man, hey, I'm happy hip hop is here. Like I said, I've been around legends, man. The early creators, man. Like I've been around. Shouts out to Happy Pioneer, one of the first MCs. I've been around Coke the Rock numerous times. That's my dude. Considered one of the first MCs of hip hop. Shouts out to Coca Rock. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Blow. Last month I was at an event with Curtis Blow, chilling. Like I have a real deep connection with this as far as hip hop. I'm from Bronxdale Projects. I'm from the same projects as Andre Harrell. I'm from the same projects of Disco King Mario, one of the unheralded pioneers of hip hop. For some say I ain't gonna get into the debate because it's a lot of debate and friction. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because some people are saying hip hop is 50 years old, and some people are saying it's 52 or it's 53. Right. You know what I mean? So that's also out there. I had shouts out to my man DJ FaZe and Mina. I had the pleasure of performing. They had a concert around my hood honoring Disco King Mario. For those, shouts out to him, Chuck City. For those that don't know who Disco King Mario is, Disco King Mario, despite the name Disco in his name, is a hip hop DJ. He's one of the pioneers in hip hop. He's one of the ones that was helping Bambaataa get into places he couldn't get into. You know what I mean? Helping Bambaataa win battles as far as himself winning battles, you know what I'm saying, and laying it down for hip hop. He was a member of the Black Spades, which many regard the Black Spades as a violent gang. The Black Spades was actually hailing from our neighborhood. They fought and had conflicts with other gangs, but they primarily protected the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They kept certain elements out the neighborhood. They made sure, you know, the elderly was safe in the neighborhood. If you wasn't from there, it was an issue. Because even up until my certain years, like if you wasn't from my hood, you couldn't walk through there. You know what I mean? You wasn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? It was just that type of neighborhood. But as far as the Black Spades with that branding, it was an organization that was there to help the community. You know what I mean? As leaders changed and stuff like that, it kind of went different directions. You know what I mean? But as far as the 50 years of hip hop, back to Disco King Mario. Disco King Mario, he's the one that put on Jazzy J, who's still out there doing his thing. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Bronx River. He's the one that put out Busy B. You know what I mean? These early artists. He never released any records himself, but he was very instrumental in the progression. Like I said, when he was the one that was that brought Herc over. Herc used to be over in my hood watching him do his thing. Red Alert was carrying crates for Disco King Mario. Kid Capri is like so much history when you go back to this guy. So I used to see the jams in the projects. You know what I mean? I used to see that. I was a kid. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, why the hell they playing music in the basketball court? You're a kid. You're like, fuck, I want to play ball. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? And then they had the big park across the street, Rosedale Park. They used to have jams over there too, you know. But like I was saying, like Andre Harrell came out of my hood. I know Alicia Keys was up in there. She even said herself, we used to live, because I think when he was managing them, he had them living in the hood. He put them up. They was living with him. I think it was Alicia Keys. I don't know if it was Jodeci. He had them in the projects. And she said, yeah, it was over by the Bruckner. We used to be. So the hip hop thing, I'm very, very close to it. I was fortunate to get on the album. The Hip Hop Museum put out an album called 16 Bars for Hip Hop. And this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And the director reached out to me. How he reached out to me, he saw me on Video Music Box. Shouts out to Ralph McDaniels. I've been on Video Music Box as a guest a few times. You research that. Ralph has played my music. It's like they know me, man. I'm well known in this thing. You know what I mean? I'm established. I'm moving. And as far as this happy hip hop is still here, and after 50 years, and sky's the limit. Like I said, I'm not done. I'm not done.
So where does the moniker come from? Well, what was the choice or the decision for you to roll with Bruce Wayne out of everything? You could have been at anything. You could have been anything.
I was a few things before that. I originally was rapping under the name True. You know, that was the first name I was rapping under. And that name spawned from that name spawned from me, you know what I mean, my affiliation and being a part of the 5% Nation, because my original name was True Equality God Allah. You know what I mean? That was the name that was given to me by my educator back in, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, about to date yourself again.
I'm gonna give a cheers nizzle. It is what it is. Yeah. But so I was True for a while. I was True E. But I was born, that's the name that was given to me by my grandmother, was Bruce. So if you go around anybody within my family, you'll hear them call me Bruce. So that part's legit. Of course, you know the Wayne, that's showbiz. And that pretty much, when I got into promotion, I remember I was in the back talking to the owner of the venue, and he was like, so what's your name? And I was like, Bruce. He was like, that's it? I was like, Bruce Wayne. He was like, oh, I like it.
He said, oh, that's it.
He was like, yo, you need a flashy name in this. I was a promoter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was promoting at the time. I had chilled as far as on the hip hop tip. I got, like, after like the meetings with the mountain climbers playing electric guitars and all that, they kind of frustrated me as an artist. So I kind of just like chilled. And then I came across a couple of cats that I thought was talented, and I started managing them, and that segued me into the promotional thing as far as getting them shows and stuff like that. And he just said, yo, and the Bruce Wayne thing just stuck. But that was never like really my first choice as a rapper for the name. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm going into it. It is what it is. People enjoy it. You know, they feel I hold my own as far as holding that. Because like, remember one dude said to me, yo, anybody with a name like that, baby, they'll rap their ass off. Then he heard a couple of songs. He's like, all right, Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? So that's the whole Moniker and how that came about. But Bruce is my actual name. It's a lot of things going on with that government, but it's in there. It's a middle to a third. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as how the Moniker came up.
So what brought you back? I'm curious. You were managing talent. You was doing all of that. So what brought you back? What was the spark?
I was happy. Just, you know what I mean, in the management and like I said, I worked with Violator. You know what I'm saying? I was rubbing shoulders with a few people. I was up at Atlantic Records. This guy brought me up there named the Phoenix. Because my shows was buzzing like that. And I actually, when I was managing, I did get a few meetings for the artists. I was up there, I met Kevin Lyles. That was when Kevin Lyles first left Jeff Jam and went over to Atlantic. So like I said, man, I've been in this, like, knee deep in this for a minute. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a couple of creative differences with those artists, because I was kind of like trying to tell them, like, the industry's changing. Like all that running around with a demo and a fly picture trying to get a record deal, that's about to be like a thing of the past. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try to sell our own records. That's when, you know, that was early though, before anybody could just put something up online. You know, because I actually met a guy. I don't know how we met, but I had a meeting with him. I don't know if he reached out to me. I met him. I think he was a French guy, Caucasian dude. And he was like, "Oh, I'm an aggregator." Pardon me if I'm saying it wrong, but I know what the hell he's talking about. He's like, "Yo, I'm an aggregator," because that's what they used to call the guys first. That first was like opening that, like the iTunes and this, that, this. So he was like, "Oh, I can get you your stuff on iTunes. I can get you your stuff on this. I can get you stuff." And that before was easily accessible by other artists. It was like when that first came out, everybody didn't have a way to get their music online. You know what I mean? You had some people doing CD Baby, but CD Baby was like, you know what I mean? Like he was really getting my joint looking legit, like up on joints right next to dudes. So I got that plug, and I was telling these artists that, yo, we need to rock out with this. And then, of course, the time out, you already see what the Wu did. You know what I mean? It was they basically did that as far as breaking down the door, and the labels came pretty much a little later on with them, even though they had to push. You know what I mean? About man Steve Rifkin or whatever, but Steve Rifkin came after they already did what they did. Method, when we saw how they remade the Method Man video, that the original video used to be on Video Music Box, ain't the one they started playing after they got the deal. They cleaned them up and made another video. But as far as coming back into it, I just had a bunch of old songs. I had some songs sitting around, and my brother, shouts out to Fam Ill. He was like, "Yo, man, you need to put some of that music out." I was like, "Man, I got time for that." You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, "Yeah, but you know what I mean? You should put some of that out." So I put it out, and it was just like the response was great to it. It was a phenomenal response, and that just kind of put the battery in my back. And then I saw that the landscape was different, because when I was trying to do my thing, it was like record deal or no record deal. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids, like I said, I ain't no spring chicken. I remember what it was when there wasn't no internet. You know what I mean? It was deal or no deal. So for someone like me, as far as being able to have your music accessible to the world, you know what I mean? Because back in the days, you make a dope song, you leave the studio, the most you could play it for was your boys in the hood or driving around all day in the whip playing your joint. You know what I mean? We transitioned to where you could make a song, upload it. The world is hearing your song. You're building You got fans worldwide. So when I was looking at that like, wow, this is a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? It's a whole different ball game. I saw somebody that was sat in front of labels. Matter of fact, I was signed a label too named Chemistry Records in Brooklyn at one point. And this may be in maybe early 2000s. But I didn't like what was going on. So I was like, yo, man, I need that contract back. You know, and it got a little crazy, but I got let out that deal. You know what I'm saying? But me coming back was just seeing that the technology had changed and the formula and the you know, it was more tools at the artist's disposal to promote themselves as far as relying on a label. You know what I mean? Now we're in the era, we've been in the era where people, the artists out there is listening to this, you got to operate as a micro label. You know what I'm saying? Everything they're doing. So, you know, but you're going to have to pay for them jewels. Y'all hit me up. I'll give you some sessions. Well, yeah, man. So that was pretty much it. The records I released got a great response. And not too long after that, I did the joint with Sean and that just took off. You know what I'm saying? I just took off. So like I said, but I was happy. I was content. So everything that's happening for me right now is just like bonus points. Yeah,
we got a couple of joints right here. In the spirit of hip hop, let's give him another sample over here. Let's give him another sample of the joint.
The Batman. Oh, things just got better. We about to turn it up real quick. Let's go. Bronx, Brooklyn. You already know what it is. Queens, Staten Island. Let's talk to them. Europe, UK, Jamaica. You already know what it is. Yeah, let's pop it off.
That's song boy, y'all get your show tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of them going to suffer tonight, like, cause this session is getting hot, and this your dance is under fire.
The mic ravager plus the dough gatherer. Act up, get killed on camera. Hammer splatter ya. Separate me from the bunch, I'm not the average. Duffel bag full of rappers' heads, he's a savage. I don't want the crowns, I want the heads that they rest upon. Wonder why he limping about the size of Megatron. The Megadon, laying the word is born. Sound boy killer, rude boy terminator. Home invasion stuff is corpse in the refrigerator. Catch me later? Nah, if I catch you first, especially if you owe me paper. The Uber call a hearse, the God's verse. Crack earth and moves mountains. Stop in their tracks like wolves howling. Sound boys get found in a pool of blood for the patch of the Bronx. Body wrapped in the rug, buried like potato spuds. Bruce Wayne will eat your cups, blow a L while I dine, blasting computer love.
A lot of people going to feel good tonight.
Look at them.
So a lot of sound boy are gonna end up a fight. But remember to praise the champion, and he will guide throughout this session. It's
I got rap skills, I pack still, grew up where it's mad real. So big I shoot it on one knee like when Cap kneel. These rappers weirdos, man, they be popping mad pills. When I got a headache, I don't even pop Advil. Was on the block letting the strap pill. Since Curtis Sleeper and the Guardian Angels was screaming out crack kills. Brownsville, we up and down the hill just like Jack Jill. Vicious like Tyson when he came out of the Catskills. I be going stupid hard, they be like Pap chill. Lights, gas, cable, water, man, I got mad bills. You be in the strip club getting free fills. Touching on the strippers and don't pay them just for cheap thrills. They know I'm nice from Poughkeepsie down to Peekskill. They'll tell you none of these go with peace skills. You ain't G-real, take a shot, refill. Know I'm quick to pop a woolly like Meek Mill.
Watch the sound when I tremble. Watch the sound when I pray. Watch the sound when I tremble. Watch the sound when I pray.
Yeah.
It don't take a rocket scientist or Einstein to hear that the flow is prime time. Y'all just rhyme. My resonates like old Negro spiritual. Criminal minded the way my bars kills is criminal. Cut from the cloth for kings and savage warriors. Go against him, they're gonna question your competence. I murder sound boys, show up at the funeral. Blasting my latest release at the funeral. Probably take a pic with your moms at your funeral. Quote a passage out the Quran before they sing for you. I'm awesome, out of this world, like I'm Martian. I blow foes to bits, I'm C4 walking. Explosive, acidic on tracks, and corrosive. I decimate, near when you see me, the Black Moses. I spend my days sharpening mics so high noon. To stab rappers like harpoons, I'm boy, you shark fool.
A lot of people going to feel good tonight.
Look at them.
So a lot of sound boy are gonna end up a fight. But remember to praise the champion, and he will guide you throughout this session.
Yeah, let's go. I got a beast inside. No Loch Ness, no Sasquatch, no Mr. Hyde. Yeah, a project nigga that'll gladly take your muffin off. Stand over you and tell your ass, walk that off. I try to keep him restrained and watch my temperature, but he be wanting blood like Transylvania. He gets to go and ain't no talking it out. Shit, combat, chest puffed out. Beast move out. Tear your head off, spit down your neck and rip your heart out. And though I may have turned to Mr. Wayne, the project nigga side of me will always stay the same. I tell him chill, relax, we out them buildings. Fuck these clown niggas, let's focus on the millions. But he don't answer, no reply, nope. And we before it's just a matter of time before he blow like a motherfucking landmine. I got a beast inside, like rough. 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 Real recognize real, that's no bull. But at the same time, wolf recognize wolf. I play civil, but be wanting to howl. Show my fangs, let it bang, lay your motherfucker down. When I was young, green light, no stopping. But now I'm older, so I gotta weigh my options. But these haters would love to see me boxed in. They do fugazi shit, then they call the cops in. And yo, the jail cell is just like a coffin. I body them, then the system body him. God help me ignore these clowns. I'm just trying to get rich and hold the whole family down. Life's a bitch, but I still pulled the panties down. And fucked her hard till she said cha-ching. Y'all niggas do not wanna see my inner Stephen King. Nope, I got a beast inside. I got a beast inside, like rough. Trying to hold it in, rough. Pushing my buttons. I got a beast inside, like rough. It's growing, like rough. It's growing. I got a beast inside, like rough. Hold me back, like rough. Hold me back. I'm going, this is it. I got a beast inside, shit is over, let's do it. Like rough. Let's go.
Half man, half animal, manimal. Jekyll and Hyde, nigga, the beast on my side, P. The beast inside about to come out in 2 pieces and slide. My hands are weapon of mass destruction. Your family's presence get slapped for nothing. I don't fight fear, I'm right here. Footing your ass so far that I got shit on my night ears. New Year, gun in the air popper. I share not a son of a sharecropper. Tons of guns, I get them for free. Pop your hun that's under the sycamore tree. Blasted bastard, Duke, I'm extra. Then wrapped in plastic, Duke, I'm Dexter. Rap nigga that the game despise. B, Wayne Enterprise, nigga.
I got a beast inside, like rough. Turn the lights down, rough. I got a beast inside, like rough. Let's go. King Kong. I got a beast inside, like rough. Gonna tolerate that shit. I got a beast inside, like rough. Like rough. Before you let them niggas know. He gets graphic like a Hollywood action thriller. No special effects, just a cloak and banger. He from the projects where they creep up like the boogeyman. Or pull them things, I'd advise you the boogeyman. It's con cheap, they do you for about $1,000 or even cheaper, and do that shit effortless. Fuck a Red Bull when you like a Pegasus. What's the point of the song? What's the emphasis? For them niggas that be soft like peaches, please do not take my jewel dropping for weakness. Cause at the same time I'm hollering black power will be the same time I'm giving you a lead shower. Every day I be trying to be a good nigga and suppress my wild out raging hood nigga. So I advise you to let me be, cause King Kong ain't got shit on me. Real. I got a beast inside like rock. You know what I mean? Like rock. I know what it is. I got a beast inside like rock. I know before niggas push back. King Kong, I got a beast inside like rock. Like rock. What's going on? I got a beast inside like rock. Beast like rock. Trying to hold your head. Trying to hold your head, try not to blow, but these niggas is testing you. The whole fucking world is testing you. Fucking system's testing you. How long can a nigga hold that fucking steaming? How long can a nigga hold that fucking steaming? Push back, niggas. Dark Night album, man. Day the earth stood still. Let's bounce. Right there. For all my niggas that be stalking them streets. You know what I mean? All them beast niggas. Niggas that be trying to maintain, you know what I mean? I know you ready to go, cause I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
All right, good. I thought the mic was muted. Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite joints right there. I still get a great response when I perform that joint. You know what I mean?
It's high energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's primal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a primal joint. That's probably why you get that. You know, even the cats who ain't beasts, they get a chance to try to act like they can pretend for a song. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because I get the crowd involved because, like, in between the hook, I have them screaming shit. Like, when it's doing all that, I'm like, say, I ain't with the bullshit. I'm like telling them, say, I ain't with the bullshit. So I slip that in between. So with all the other stuff that's going on, so they be amped. You know what I mean? Gotta put on the show.
I love it. Now, as far as the industry is concerned, I'm doing a documentary in a book, and the title is "Does the Hip Hop Industry Owe Black People Reparations?" I'm curious to your thoughts on that, as far as the industry is concerned.
I mean, the entire industry, not just the hip hop segment.
Well, it's a microcosm. You see what I'm saying? It's a microcosm of the macro. You know what I mean? Like
everybody got raped at all. So you know that from Chuck Berry on, from early rock and roll, ain't but too many forms of music they can say black people didn't invent, or we didn't pioneer, even if they came along and tried to change it up and maneuver it and call it something else. But of course, I mean, like we know what the way most of those artists got robbed on them Sugar Hill records. That's public knowledge. You know what I mean? They robbed, most of those artists got robbed. So as far as reparations, hell yeah. You know, listen, I ain't tied to nobody and I don't owe anyone anything. So I'm gonna tell you this. I forgot who was having issues. It was someone that was having issues. When what's homeboy, man? He got the little beef right now with Erykah Badu.
Academics. And I'm not trying to say I agree with anything Academics said. Because I remember when he came out and said, oh, these pioneers are looking dusty and all this, right? I found it very hypocritical when you had people such as Russell Simmons and other black executives that came out and was admonishing him. Oh, he shouldn't say that, da. And I agree with them that he shouldn't have said that. But brother, you was in the position. You gave them effed up contracts. You know what I mean? How many messed up contracts Def Jam gave people? I don't play with y'all. I owe y'all nothing. I'm a rogue agent in this joint. That's why I move how I move. You know what I'm saying? But the most of the people that got screwed in the business got screwed by our own. You know what I mean? And you got someone that came on late in the game talking about, oh, look at the pioneers. They looking so old and dusty. And then all the people that screwed them
are coming out saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be talking about like that. You're being disrespectful." But you screwed them. They're like that because of the contracts you gave them. So you see the hypocrisy. So yes, there needs to be reparations, or I don't know if it's a better term to call it. But you could say they were modern day slaves too. I got handed a contract that said I couldn't perform my own song without permission. Needless to say, that contract got revised. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna tell me I cannot perform what my intellectual property, what I came up with, what I conceived? You're telling me I can't perform that record unless you give me permission. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? But as far as yes, your documentary, yeah, I think you have a valid point. You know what I mean? What you're doing. That's how I feel about it. I feel like a lot of pioneers are the ones that are in bad financial situations now is because of a lot of the executives. And remember in the 90s, a lot of people of color were in those positions. You know what I mean? They were the ones drafting up these contracts. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. How many people did he screw? How many people Jermaine Dupri screwed? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I don't owe allegiance to no one. You know what I mean? You got to call a spade a spade. And yes, you know what I mean? If we're talking about just the whole corporate machine and the entire music industry encompassing all genres, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Artists got jerked. You got artists that's just making money now, 20 years after the prime of their careers, 30 years. And salutes to them. You know what I mean? But it's a damn shame you had to be in the twilight or in your life to not be getting it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got screwed back then, you know. But they're getting it. No, it's a shame, you know. And some of them will never get it. Some of the expiration dates on those contracts were so, you know what I mean, so like erroneous, like crazy, like contracts that's lasting like to infinity, the foreseeable time and space and all that shit. Like,
right,
it never ends. Like, and dudes are so hungry to get on. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a perpetuity. Yes,
yeah. That's what I've had contracts put in front of me that I've turned down. You know what I mean? Yo, bro, I was on the verge of being signed to KRS-One label back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, I ain't no spring chicken out here. You know what I mean? Brother, just hit the sign and try to eat right. But as much as I can. But B-Boy Records. I had the opportunity to sign to B-Boy Records. I was down there, head dude, Jack Allen, all that. You know what I mean? And that's when KRS was in the midst of his airing his displeasure with that label. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I'm talking for someone that has had these contracts put in front of me. It's like, you know what I mean? And some go for it because they want to break, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know what I mean? I didn't go for it. So it is what it is. Here I am, all these years later, independent, loving it, and doing my thing without no shackles, no oaths. You know what I mean? No ridiculous homosagic parties, none of that. I avoided all that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, man. Reparations, give back, kickback, however you want to call it. Knowledge born. I totally agree with you, brother. You know what I mean?
I definitely got to get you in the book and in the documentary. You know
yeah, I ain't gonna make no sense, but I'm gonna shoot from the hip.
Right. I mean, you gotta go where the research takes you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go where the research takes you and reveal the truth. You know, no matter what.
True. But I'm gonna ask you something. How do you feel about what I just said, as far as the situation with the academics thing, as far as how the first people to come out and said, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying that," was the same people that gave these dudes the foul contracts?
Yeah, I think it was wild all the way around. I think what he said was based off of whatever position he said it for, and he achieved the goal.
Yeah, he wanted attention.
So everybody came out to talk about this dude. But nobody came out to talk to no young black platforms about their plight, about their stories, about nothing. Everybody went to Instagram and all this other stuff. It was long posts and Twitter and all these other places. But young platforms like mine, young platforms like, other platforms that's out there, young black media platforms that's out here that love y'all, that ain't trying to call you Dusty. We ain't get the time of day. You understand what I'm saying? We did not get the time of day. They went on them controlled platforms and made they stamp and they went back. And now they come back out because everybody outside. Hip hop is 50 years old. So we still don't get the stories. You see what I'm saying? So if these things happen, like Cat's life is expiring, they transitioning. We don't get the stories. You see what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you sit down with somebody who love you? You understand? Like it take for somebody to spew some hate or some rhetoric at you for you to come out, but you ain't coming out for people who love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this? You understand?
Platforms on the host look like me and you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That ain't promoting degeneracy. You see what I'm saying? They'll go to the places that's promoting degeneracy and vulturism. You see what I'm saying? But they won't come to the places like this where it's love. It's all love. You see, you spit that jizzle verse, I spit that jizzle verse with you. It ain't like it's like, oh no, it's a different space. You're not on there like. So who's your media person? A mountain climber who plays an electric guitar too, because they got them running around and they doing something strange with a piece of change, and it's ending up in situations where you're sharing information that's leading to people getting indicted.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like,
you know what it is too. I feel when you have a platform that starts to look like, not even starts to look like, when you have a platform that is promoting and transmitting substance, you know what I mean? Real issues, real points, real conversation, real dialect. They don't want to get in that. You know what I mean? They want to get on a platform where it's the fuckery. Like, yo, I just bought a $100,000 car, or, it's just like, it ain't substance. It ain't. They gotta have to actually come on here and use their brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want that. You know what I mean? They rather go on something silly where it's popular. He's gonna ask me some nonsense, and it's over. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna have to really use my brain. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right?
A lot of people shy away from that. You know what I mean? Like, look at your platform. You look at your platform. This is something to be taken dead serious. The name alone. You know what I mean? I gotta come on here, my P's and Q's, shit. Do the knowledge radio. Let's get it. You know what I mean?
It's love. It's thousands of people who done came through. Right. Thousands of people who done came through.
Built for that. Everybody, I know what you said. You've had numerous guests, but trust me. You know what I mean? They rather instead of getting a request to be interviewed on Do the Knowledge, they might want to get a request to be on whatever, you know what I mean? Right. The Wham Wham or some shit. Bullshit.
I didn't have it. I got a no. Look, I got a no request from here. They said it wasn't good for their brand, and then they gonna OnlyFans.
What?
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's people. Like, it's plenty of people. It's like, they declined because of the platform. Blah blah blah. I'm like, this is a platform for black people. Why would you be black and not want to be on a black platform? But
they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen in a militant way. You gotta understand. You know what I mean? They rather cast the image of ignorance because they feel more people will probably approach them like that on an industry level. But the person that's going to approach is going to approach you thinking you're not too intelligent. He's going to approach you with a foul contract. He's going to approach you with a foul deal. But I guess they just happy being approached. You know what I mean? After you conversate with me and you see my dialect, I got a platform too. I haven't been on it for a minute because I've been touring or whatever, running around. But when you see how I get down, like, whoa, this guy's liable to say anything. He's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see the people in your interviews.
And with my presence, I might be liable to do anything. You brought me the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's like they pick and choose. I ain't gonna front. It's probably a couple of people mad I'm on here now because I've had like 3 interview requests before this, but unfortunately, it just ain't match. You know what I mean? My time frame, and you know what I mean. And I saw Knowledge Born. I was like, nah, man, running up on here real quick, talk to my brother. You know what I'm saying? So they probably watching right now. Where they're like, yo, we don't ask him for. I'm dead ass. Asked me for interview requests a month ago, 3 months ago, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get the time. And that's why when you hollered back, because I think I just came back from Worcester, and I just had another show, and like I said, I'm doing something new, and I was like, oh, when you hit me, I was like, oh man, I was like, I don't want this dude to think I'm one of those. You know what I mean? I got to make sure. So I was on it. You know what I mean? So my apologies for that, for not knocking out the original thing. And then
I done waited 5 years for an interview, 5-6 years for an interview. It's been like that. It beats like that. It goes. You see what I'm saying? I don't stop doing what I'm doing. I don't take it no kind of way. You see what I'm saying? Maybe when I first started out, you know, I've been out here for like 8 years. Maybe when I first started out, I took it personal, like it was something reflective of me, but it wasn't. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't control what happens in people's lives. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's different. So I'm very understanding now. I learned, you know, from them seasons in regards to that. You see, I don't internalize it.
It's still when you turn around and you see him on some fucking or something else, you like,
I dodged the bullet. Then
yeah, I mean,
if it's like that, then I dodged the bullet because they could have tried to bring some fuckery over here. You understand?
I'm gonna tell you now that word knowledge is very intimidating. Trust me. That the word do the knowledge. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to go up there and use my brain. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, he ain't gonna ask me, yo, so how many L's you smoke a day? You know what I mean? When's the last time you kicked back a fifth of Henny? You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like I'm telling you. So oh shit, they'd rather be up there and have somebody tell them, yo, let me take my shoes off, yo, check this out. I got $500 sneakers on. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They'd rather be on them type of platforms, brother. So ain't nothing for you to take personal. I was like, all right, I like it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, do the knowledge or whatever. Einstein Radio. This is the, you know what I mean? Whatever it's gonna be like. If it's like this gonna be something crazy, I'd rather step up to the bat and the challenge of being intellectually challenged. Or no, we're gonna have grown folk conversation or intellectual conversation. We just ain't gonna be talking about frivolous shit. You get what I'm saying? So that's just me, you know. But yeah, man, the documentary you talking about sounds very interesting, man. You want me to be a part of that? Just holler. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely want your input. Your input is original. You know, a lot of people they start doing that. They put their tap dance shoes on and start tapping. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm real with it. You know, because first you get people that's kind of hard nosed with it. They're like, oh no, them artists sign up contracts. Ain't nobody run up on them with no gun and blah 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 blah. I said, you got a job? They're like, yeah. I was like, you got a car? Yeah. You got a cell phone? Yeah. You on social media? Yeah. I said, guess what you signed? Contracts. You signed all of them contracts, right? I said, you get in an accident right now. Everybody deep, they woke, they chakras aligned, they know where Jesus live at and all that shit. You get into an accident, you calling a lawyer. You understand what I'm saying? You calling a lawyer. I'm like, so you telling me a kid 15, 16 years old, because that was very predatory and very prevalent back in the day.
That's exactly.
Understand what the contract is. What if even with the whole family could have been in there? You understand what I'm saying? If nobody was a lawyer in the family, they got served. You understand? They got served. They didn't know they was walking into a trap. They thought they was, you understand? So it's like,
but the level. They knew they was walking in because it was kind of like, back then that was the norm. How bad did you get fucked? It's gonna be a fucking, but how bad did you get screwed? It's like you couldn't get in.
You turn around and do that shit to somebody else.
You couldn't get in unless you got screwed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so things happen for a reason. Like I said, I'm chilling. I'm happy with my career. Like I said, I've been in places people can only hope to be, and I still got stuff that's coming down the pipeline. You know what I mean? My blessings are still coming. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know?
That's love, man. So we about to wrap. You got any final thoughts for the family? Anything you want to shout out or promote that you can shout out and promote?
Yeah, man, y'all can follow me at The Real Bruce Wayne, just so I can see it spelled right there. Just The Real Bruce Wayne on Instagram. You can also go to my website, www.brucewayne.com, to see upcoming shows, upcoming appearances, any new releases, things like that. I'm supposed to be heading out to Toronto soon. We're still trying to solidify that date. So I think maybe October 17th. And I know I had a show coming up in Vegas. We got that pushed back. I pushed it back. I was overwhelmed. I was like, man, whatever, man. I don't want to take that long-ass flight. So, you know what I mean? I've been to Vegas a few times. After a while, the thrill is gone. Like, I ain't no gambler like that. But as far as anybody just want to keep up on my show itinerary and on me, that's like I said, www.brucewayne.com. Shouts out to my peoples, anybody that support me. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, I got things popping. So no matter how big the Batman get, we fam now. So, you know what I mean? You reach out. You know what I mean? No matter what space you see me in. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it, brother. Thank you to all my fans. Shouts out to all my peoples on Hip Hop Heads worldwide. You know what I mean? Stop your blood clot crying. Keep your head on swivel.
Stop your blood clot crying. Y'all see the website?
From the UK too. I'm usually over there. If you look at the calendar, you know what I mean? I'm usually over there. I don't know if the Notting thing's gonna happen this year. I'm usually over there every year for Carnival. You know what I'm saying? And you can also, like I said, song kick, all that, man. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm doing all right. I'm doing good for someone that chose not to get screwed, chose not to be a part of ceremonies and dogs. Because I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Things happen for a reason. My path was guided a different way. You know what I mean? And another thing to you artists that's out there, do not put an expiration date on your aspirations and your dreams, man. Don't. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you're doing. Especially in this current climate, there is no expiration. You do the music, and you, as long as you want, you pursue your goals and your dreams as long as you want. If that's what makes you happy, you keep doing it. Whether there's revenue involved or it's not, you might just enjoy being an artist. Be an artist. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you like doing, do it. You know what I mean? It might not be nothing monetary going on. You just might just like going and getting busy doing bars and just enjoying hip hop and living this hip hop lifestyle. You know what I mean? As far as the culture. That's it. Don't rich.
I appreciate your time, though. We're gonna be in touch about the documentary. I gotta get you in there.
No doubt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit you on the direct. You know what I mean? Hit you on my math and all that. You know?
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all. Love. Word. Peace.
Peace.
You need to understand that the stories you've heard are not the full truth.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Let's go. What we doing it? Yo, ring the alarm. Every rapper gets bombed on, crucified, stomped on, crushed by the python. Y'all ain't got the balls or the grit to stand toe to toe. To face me, to face death. Step your mic hand, get your throat slit. I run with the wolves and the savages. We take no prisoners, kill cabbages. Professional crooks and killers, no amateurs. The Batman's flow make your soul burn. I store scorched rappers in the old urn. I'm the new sick, you were old jerk. Sick flow, slick flow, I kill shit long term. Aiming for the long haul and long money. Long story short, get beat bloody. The pop shit we pop off, everybody's underground kings. Fuck you, your whole team pussy. Very careers, relentless, the